PM commits to missing road link. Barrick disputes appointment of MD. And Fijians celebrate National Day in PNG. Good evening and thanks for joining us for Saturday's news. It's apparently the first time a Prime Minister has visited the remote district of Salt Nomane Karamui. Prime Minister James Marape was there to announce the government's commitment in ensuring a vital missing road link of Karamui to the rest of Simbu province is completed in his term. The member for Salt Nomane Karamui, Jeffrey Kama, was the Labour Minister but was removed in the recent cabinet reshuffle. Unlike other minority parties who were disgruntled over the reshuffle, he had been promised a missing road link when bowing out of the ministerial portfolio.
Flying into the remote Karamui station in Simbu province, the Prime Minister there to commit to ensuring the missing bridge link is constructed to allow the district to be connected by road to the rest of the country.
Of course, we don't forget him. So road be like walking, not talk and not get waste. There's a road must carry something to go out get.
The PM's visit coming as no surprise after he had mentioned during the reshuffle that the former Minister for Labour and member for Salt Nomane Karamui, Jeffrey Kama, had happily left the ministry position for the promised road link in his district.
Government's intention to link up rest of PNG to Karamui, the two leaders decided that their preference was to concentrate on electoral and those key projects for their respective constituency.
Politics at its best, but in Karamui it was all smiles as the founder of the Triumph Heritage Empowerment Party, John Pollier, there also as Jeffrey Kama is the sole member of parliament and party leader in government. Kama pleased with the delegation's visit and asking the PM to return for the ribbon cutting of the bridge that connects the district to Gumini and the rest of the country. The Simbu Governor, Michael Dua, acknowledging the untapped agriculture activity in the district that would benefit the province.
World map. Now, we will have potential stability.
The people of Karamui since the colonial period have airlifted all agriculture produce out of the country and to the world. The district, well known for producing organic coffee and cocoa, recognized globally. The real question now is whether the current government will make it a reality to link Karamui by road and fulfill that promise. Adelaide Siraks Kari, National EMTV News.
A winner has been announced for the Goroka by-election after the final exclusion of Henry Ame. Aye Tambu polled 29,831 votes ahead of Bire Kimisopa, who scored 23,353 votes. Pangu Party man Aye Tambua is now the new member-elect for Goroka Open. State-owned entity Kumul Mineral Holding Limited, who now holds the special mining lease for Porgera, appointed a general manager for the mine site. The announcement has not gone down well with Barrick Limited, who has appealed several times on issues surrounding the SML in the Supreme Court. The first-tier gold mine in Porgera now sits idle as neither Barrick nor the state reach an agreement that is satisfactory for both parties.
The announcement of Kumul Minerals Holding Limited appointing David Laulau as the mine manager for SML 11, or in other words, the open pit and underground Porgera mine under the state SML. KMHL chairman and acting managing director Peter Graham stating that Mr. Laulau was well qualified for this important role. Meanwhile, BNL has disputed any valid lease that would allow them access to the site. Barrick stating that they have commenced proceedings in the National Court challenging the purported grant of special mining lease covering the Porgera mine to KMHL. On that basis, BNL does not recognize the validity of KMHL purporting to appoint a registered mine manager over the Porgera mine. Barrick and the state have been going in and out of court over the SML grant, with the state having the upper hand so far. Barrick making it clear that the state or KMHL will not have access to the site, as they say the recent decision delivered by Justice Makal in the Supreme Court on 27th of September this year, that it is in the interest of justice that the present status quo be maintained in relation to SML1 while legal proceedings remain ongoing. This effectively means BNL remaining in possession of the Porgera mine site and maintaining it in a state of care and maintenance without interference of the state or other parties. Meanwhile, the Porgera mine landowners are still also in court over chairmanship of the recognized association by government, making it clear that it will be quite some time before the mine reopens. Adelaide Sirks Kari, National EMTV News.
Edmin Primary School in Barrick District of East Sepik Province on Friday celebrated World Teachers Day. The students, with the guidance of a few teachers, organized a small feast to say thank you to their teachers. Students also performed several items to mark the day. Coordinator of the UOG Resource Center in Barrick, Teresa Dingu, challenged the teachers to go for further studies.
So you young teachers sitting there, I am challenging you today. You cannot stay there and be old in there. Those are bygones. And those are for those teachers who never had that chance of progressing, not you people, no. That is why University of Goroka is here today with you. The opportunity came very, very close to us in 2018. I don't know what you are waiting for.
The third and fourth playoff in the Kumul Petroleum National Soccer League ended a while ago at the Port Moresby Football Stadium. The match was between Hekari United and Gulf Komara FC. Hekari winning 5-0. We go live now to Jeremy Mogi, who is at the football stadium, to give us a review of that match.
Thank you, Charmaine. In fact, it's been a party atmosphere down here at the PNG Football Stadium as we await tonight's big one. In actual fact, a lot of the fans are here tonight as well for the Kumul Petroleum National Soccer League 2020 final. In fact, earlier today, it was an intense affair between Hekari United and Gulf Komara. And that match had brought to light a lot of things that had been highlighted over the season, especially in terms of the attacking prowess of that guy there, Raymond Gunemba. And it wasn't just him, his partnership up front with Nigel Dabinyaba proving very, very difficult for Gulf Komara. They themselves had one or two opportunities. This one of the nearest that had through Jordan Kaveng on the left. And then, of course, a couple of corners coming across. Throughout the entire match, though, it had at some stage descended. Kenneth Ara himself had tried to step up on multiple occasions, but all in all it was the class of Hekari United. This goal here by Raymond Gunemba, his second for the afternoon. Palapol, the midfielder for Gulf Komara, had been the target of numerous challenges by the players in red, and Kenneth Ara, the third shot that he'd taken directly on target, although unable to prove otherwise on the scoreline. Korako Paiga, who had played as a defender for Papua New Guinea, would come on late in the match as a striker, and this was the headed-on goal by Nigel Dabinyaba that made it 4-0 in the second half. A substitution by Hekari later on. Joseph Joe, one of the very young players that Hekari have, and Michael Foster would seal the deal for the former NSL champions. They themselves have qualified for the OFC Champions League after coming in second place. And while Gav Komara tried time and again, it was to no avail. This push by Ishmael Pole leading to a spot kick that was missed by Jordan Kaveng. The final score of that fixture, it was 5-0 in favor of Hekari United. But tonight, I know you can hear it. Lay City are just off my right-hand shoulder. Vitius over in the back warming up. It's gonna be a crack-a-lackin' grand final at the Kumul Petroleum National Soccer League 2020. Back to you, Charmaine.
Thank you, Jeremy, and we'll check with Jeremy again during the sports segment. We'll take a break now. On the other side, Fiji celebrates 50 years of independence. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. Fijians in Port Moresby gathered at the Nature Park to celebrate the 50th Fiji National Day. Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare and NCD Governor Powers Pakop were guests to this significant event in the Fiji calendar. The Fijian High Commissioner Moses Tikoi Toga acknowledged the great relationship Fiji has with PNG.
50 years ago today, Fiji became a country of its own, free from the colonization of Great Britain. Most Fijians living and working in Port Moresby gathered at the Nature Park to observe this day. And they did it the Fijian way, their signature kava production, sharing and drinking, the food and music, all added to the event, bringing home closer to them. Fijian High Commissioner to PNG, Moses Tikoi Toga, said Fiji has had its fair shares of ups and downs, going through 4 coups over the years, constitutional changes and many other challenges over the 50 years of independence.
In our journey for the last 50 years, we have faced numerous challenges. Since 1970, our beloved country has undergone a transformation that only a few countries in the world would dare go through. It is therefore a tribute to the people of Fiji that we have been able to maintain our resolve as a nation, to continue to work together, to find what is best for ourselves by our design.
He acknowledged the support from neighboring countries and friends, including PNG.
I wish to thank the government of the independent state of Papua New Guinea and its people for their continued support. Papua New Guinea has been one of Fiji's closest friends. It has greatly assisted Fiji in many ways. First, and perhaps the longest, is the support of our Grand Chief, Sir Michael Somare.
Fiji and PNG have enjoyed good diplomatic relationships since 1976, and Fiji looks to enhance this relationship in the years to come. Fijian citizens working and living in Port Moresby also passed their independence wishes to their countrymen and women in other parts of PNG.
As you know, Sir Michael Somare and our former Prime Minister, the late Ratu Mara, had a lot in common. They developed a lot of regional institutions. They help support the region on the international stage, and for us to celebrate it again in Papua New Guinea with Mr. Grand Chief Michael Somare in our midst, it's something that we deeply appreciate, and we are grateful that he has put aside his busy schedule to be part of our celebrations. And I wish all Fijians in Papua New Guinea the very best of our Fiji Day celebrations.
Ruth Rungula, National EMTV News.
When we return, we bring you more stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. A former primary school teacher in the Milne Bay province is now pursuing his childhood dream of becoming a pilot. Paul Simeon, an avionics student at the recently established Hope Technology Institute in Milne Bay province, has impressed his mentors significantly with very high grades in his first year of studies. And as a result, he has been recommended to continue studies overseas to become a pilot.
Paul Simeon had the dream of becoming a pilot while he was a school student. Given the limitations he faced after completing school, Paul settled to become a primary school teacher, taking up various teaching posts in his home province of Milne Bay for 9 years.
I had that ambition when I was in primary school, but I went into primary school teaching first and then tried to make up some money so that maybe it could help me to pay some fees so that I can get into the pilot school.
But the ambition of becoming a pilot kept on calling in his mind even during his years of primary school teaching. Finance was a barrier in pursuing the ambition, as well as an institution in the province where he could switch careers to follow his dream. With the establishment of Hope Technology Institute in 2015 by Wenceslas Benoma, and with avionics being a field of study included at the institution, Paul's childhood dream seemed possible. So whilst Hope Technology Institute founder Wenceslas Benoma achieved his dream of establishing the first technical institute in Milne Bay province, it also opened the door for Paul Simeon to achieve his dream as well.
We believe that this new college, Hope Technology, should become a Milne Bay Technology Institute.
In his first year of studies in a COVID-19 pandemic-affected year, Paul has produced very high grades in his avionics course that the Institute and associated charity organizations are willing to sponsor him to further his studies abroad.
Paul Simeon is one of our students, definitely. He's a teacher by profession, primary school teacher certified under teaching service to teach. He decided to further his studies into Hope Technology with a vision he has.
As a new institution, Hope Technology Institute has had a fair share of challenges, but is continuing to deliver its mission of providing a pathway for school dropouts in Milne Bay and other provinces. The Institute offers courses in 7 streams and has produced many skilled and talented professionals who are engaged in PNG's workforce now.
We want to build a college to an international standard that will concentrate in research and what they call research and invention. We don't like a school that only graduate repairs, but we want people to graduate to be inventors.
Dennis Orere, National EMTV News.
Turning overseas, it's been called a modern-day gold rush. Western Australia is experiencing a boom in exploration and mining for gold.
15 minutes drive from Kalgoorlie, drillers are searching for riches below. Just 6 months ago, there were fears mineral exploration would grind to a halt, but the opposite has happened.
This is a 21st century gold rush.
$209 million was spent on gold exploration in Western Australia in the June quarter. That's a record according to the Bureau of Statistics. With more money going into the ground, experienced geologists and drillers are now in short supply.
Yeah, hard to find drillers at the moment. I've got a friend of mine offering $5,000 spotter's fee for any driller he can successfully keep.
WA's Department of Mines has reported a 63% increase in the number of applications it's processing. Nearly 3/4 are gold projects. The state budget shows Treasury is banking on an ongoing resurgence, forecasting gold prices to reach new record highs over the next 4 years.
Obviously, commodity prices being at record highs is one part of it, but we've got the world's best drillers and the technical people actually finding deposits that the old-timers have left behind.
The sudden surge in exploration activity is also affecting the laboratories which test the drilling samples. This Kalgoorlie lab typically processes 50,000 samples a month. Since June, they've seen a 30% increase. It means companies are paying up to 4 times the going rate for same-day turnarounds, while others can be waiting up to 6 weeks for their results. All this as 1,800 delegates converge on Kalgoorlie Boulder for the annual Diggers and Dealers Mining Forum. And the Premier will be this year's keynote speaker.
Trugai Sports is next. Fideli Sukina is here with all the action from the Kumul Petroleum National Soccer League.
Thank you, Charmaine. Hekari takes the third spot after defeating Gulf Comara. And we check in with Jeremy Mogi for the grand final match between Ley City and Vitias. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Good night and welcome to Trukai Sports. But first, we go over to the PNG Football Stadium to Jeremy, where the grand final between Ley City and Vitias United is about to kick off. Over to you, Jeremy.
Fidelis, like I said earlier, it's a party atmosphere over here at the PNG Football Stadium. Moments to go until the big one. It is Ley City FC taking on Vitias United. Both sides arriving, coming off the back of some great wins last week. Vitias United had to go down to the wire in their 2-2 draw against Hekari United before a 4-3 penalty shootout win had seen them qualify for tonight's grand final, which starts about half an hour from now. For Ley City themselves, they didn't actually cruise to victory. They had to fight really, really hard against a Gulf Comara side that had tested them to their limits. And speaking of these tests, earlier this week when we were talking to their coach Bob Morris, he said that match last week really put them into a good mood for tonight's grand final. Earlier today, we did catch up with Bob Morris just as soon as the teams arrived here at the PNG Football Stadium. Here's what he had to say.
From the grand final, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I'm more than ready for this game. I'm happy, and the boys are excited. We just throw everything today, so I'm looking forward for the game today.
All right. What's your message for your supporters nationwide and the ones in the stadium? It's very packed right now.
Well, I want to thank them. Please come in numbers. It's more of a affair. It's Vitias and Ley City. So I believe the spectators will be splitting, but that doesn't, make any difference. I just want them to support the team and, good sportsmen today.
All right, Coach, all the best to you and your team. Thank you.
Yeah, well, Bob Morris, in fact, encouraging a lot of supporters here tonight. I'm here with my own little fan base, and we are like thousands of other people that are here, all bringing their families, coming here to appreciate not just football, but being outdoors, enjoying life as it should be. Fidelis, back to you. Moments to go. It's going to be a big one.
Thank you, Jeremy, for that update. Hekari United have confirmed the third place in the Kumul Petroleum National Soccer League 2020-2019 season. Hekari United beat Gulf Comara 5-0 this afternoon. Raymond Gunemba and Michael Foster scoring 2 goals each, and Nigel Dabinyaba with 1 goal. Here are the highlights.
And we have both sides entering.
Hekari United got back some lost pride with a dominant performance against Gulf Comara in the 3rd and 4th place playoff of the Kumul Petroleum National Soccer League 2019-2020 season. Hekari were mounting the pressure early on and caught Gulf Comara off their game, with Gunemba getting an easy goal in the 8th minute.
Here it is, the opening goal. Gunemba slices it in. 8 minutes in, it is 1-0.
Gulf Comara were caught off guard again in the 35th minute with a through ball from Michael Foster, finding Gunemba, who got one past Comara goalkeeper Ilarova.
Given Patrick Isaac running towards him as well, makes it 2.
The goals kept on coming, this time a direct free kick to Michael Foster, extending Hekari's lead to 3-0 heading into half-time.
Foster goes in a different direction, Ilarova.
Hekari came in the second half determined for more goals, and in the 87th minute, an indirect free kick by David Muta followed through with a header by Nigel Dabinyaba for the 4th goal.
Muta. Easy delivery! Dabinyaba gets 1.
Gulf Comara continued their dismal performance in their half, this time Gunemba setting one up for Foster for a 5-0 lead.
Foster finds himself free! Foster!
With mounting frustration on Gulf Komara, the team reacted with a melee. Gulf Komara's Kila Gapi and William Numa a push and shove against Hekari's goalkeeper Ismail Pole after a free kick from Gulf Komara. But Ismail Pole and Hekari United survived the direct penalty from Jordan Cavan, ending the match 5-0 and securing the third place in the competition. And Trukai Sports continues after the break with cricket. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
And welcome back to Trukai Sports. While the PNG national men's cricket team get back into full swing, Cricket PNG has received a corporate sponsorship from partner Elamotos PNG.
Elamotos presented a 100,000 kina corporate sponsorship yesterday to Cricket PNG. Cricket PNG's Chief Executive Officer Greg Campbell was grateful for the support, acknowledging that despite these difficult times for business houses with the global pandemic, this sponsorship will go a long way.
On behalf of Cricket PNG Board and Management, we're very grateful for your support. It helps this sport go a long way. As you know, we've got a World Cup for the men next year, now in India, so this will go towards that. But also we've got women's competitions and under-19s coming up, so you know, this opens the doors for us moving forward. So we very much appreciate it.
CEO of Elamotos said the support is a worthy cause undertaken by the company as Cricket PNG prepares the national men's team towards the 2021 T20 World Cup in India.
Support to make team stronger, but not only the cricket team, but also the country. I want to support to be stronger, and I hope our cricket team, not your cricket team, our cricket team, our cricket team will be stronger enough in even in this year. Still, we have 3 months, and more stronger in next year, toward especially for the men's team for the next year's World Cup.
Captain of the World Cup bound Barramundis Asad Vala appreciated the sponsorship, saying it will greatly assist in the development of both the code and the athletes. Elamotos have been a corporate partner to Cricket PNG for the last 2 years, supplying a vehicle for Cricket PNG's head coach in the country. Meantime, the Barramundis are back in training, coming back from domestic 50 over and T20 competitions in the last 2 months. Kilawani, Trukai Sports.
And that story ends Trukai Sport. Charmaine will be back with the weather forecast when we come back. Bye for now.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
Weather forecast for today and this afternoon. In the southern region, Port Moresby, Daru Alatau and Popondetta mostly fine, and Kerema cloudy with occasional rain or drizzle.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
The way it is this Saturday, the 10th of October 2020, a reminder, the National Soccer League Grand Final between LA City and Vitias will be televised live following the news. From all of us here at EMTV, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.